for him.
He snatched 142 in Rio as a 62. But it's been a few years since we've seen him on the platform. Like we said, we thought he retired.
He thought he retired too.
And he's 35. Wow, I had to skip the beat.
Still got it at 35 years old. 35 is the age at which Masters weightlifting begins. Oscar showing he can still hang with the young guys.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 140 kilos.
Hey, does he have the wheels greased a little bit?
Yes.
Those knees look awfully shiny.
Yes, yes. You see the scar on his knee.
I think he's had a knee surgery or two.
Yeah.
Could be liniment of some sort.
Or
That's a really old word.
Really nice opening by him. That's how you want an opener to look.
But you wouldn't grease your knees. It's not going to help you perform. It's
true. All right, so now 140 kilos stays on. Second attempt for Denny. Made his opener with 135.
beautiful.
That might have been better than his opener, to be honest.
Great.
That was really fantastic. So he is hanging on right now.
And he is the happiest guy in the room.
Listen, if you snatch 140 like that, you'd be a pretty happy guy as well.
What did his T-shirt say? Don't worry, I'm here.
Don't worry, I'm here. And had like a gorilla or something like on it.
Look at it, casual, workmanlike, just another day at the office with that snatch.
Well, here's a lifter now that hopes his second attempt will look the same way. Pak Jiangju, DPRK, missed his opener with this same 140 kilos.
Much better.
Yeah. You know, it still does look heavy, and it's 140 kilos. It is heavy, but it does look a little heavy off the floor.
Well, I guess it depends on who, what you're comparing it to. I don't know him very well, what he normally looks like, but compared to like Figueroa.
Exactly. It looked like a different weight.
But that might be his way.
Yeah.
And let's be clear, we talk about heavy. You see him go through this lift. I mean, 138 in a history of competition. Haka's been in international competition going back to 2012. 138 is the most I could find on it.
Okay, so it is heavy.
Yeah.
But as a 62.
As a 62, correct.
So the weight helps. Able to eat a little more. Maybe didn't have a cut coming in.
All right, so now here is Jonathan Munoz of Mexico looking to make it 3 in a row, 141 kilos, third attempt.
And as a reminder, we're still 5 kilos off the B group best. And this is great lifting. We've still got a ways to go.
Wow-wee.
That's all you can say.
I mean, kids at home, don't try that at home.
But if you must, in a pinch, that's how you save a bar.
You know, I think he was a little off balance to that right side in the earlier one. That was almost better.
Oh, and he might have butt touched.
Butt touch, shifting all over the place. But if you notice how rigid he is overhead, I mean, that doesn't get affected.
Yeah.
So the lower body can do its thing, and you're securing it overhead.
Nice and loose in the hips, settles with the hips, but as you said, keeps the shoulders, the torso rigid.
And you have to practice that in training. You have to practice that rigidity overhead all the time.
And a wild one and a good lift. And now, for the first time, we will see Julio Mayora of Venezuela. 144 kilos is what it looks like will be on the bar.
Did 140 in the warm-up room. Sounds like it went well. He's someone who could be in the hunt for a medal.
Mayora is the 2018 Pan Am champion at 69 kilos. He snatched 145 there. Here he is at the World Championships opening with 144.
2 kilos lighter in body weight
in body weight.
Beautiful lift.
Great start there for Mayora. And with a 143 opener, if things go well, I think the magic number for
144
Mayora,
opener.
144, excuse me. Can he get to 150? Because I don't think he's been there yet. And that would kind of be, those round number, or those numbers are always milestones. So let's see if that's in the cards for him. And now Lee Sang-yong of Korea, second attempt 144.
When he gets to the platform and over the bar, in general, he's an athlete who goes pretty quickly. Let's see if he can maintain that approach. Can often tell you a lot about a lifter's headset, or mindset, if the routine varies.
Oh, is he okay?
He's all right.
He's okay.
And you know, I think the way he does like a little bit of a twitchy dynamic start thing, and I think the timing of it might have gotten a little jammed up when he started that lift.
He'll have another attempt at it.
Yeah, he never got the bar in the right spot. I mean, anywhere close to the right spot.
Yeah, maybe the hips came up a little early instead of the bar. I think on the first attempt, the bar came with him when he started that initial movement.
Yeah, he does lift with the hips a little bit early compared to what you might teach, but with that one, the bar, it never got the height it needed. Right now, Bak Jungju of DPRK coming out for his third attempt, 144.
4 kilo jump? Yes. Good effort. Unfortunately, no lift.
Credited with his second attempt at 140. That is going to hurt him going into the clean and jerk. He's a little stronger than some of the other competitors, but he's opening at a weight that a number of his closest competitors are opening at, and he's now at a deficit in the snatch.
Yeah, I mean, when he came out, I shook my head because I thought that wasn't the best choice, but
I think the effort takes me away from being critical of that choice of the weight. I mean, I think that was within his ability. But now we're back to Lee Sang-yong, 144 kilos. This is his third attempt. Let's see if he can smooth out the timing here and get this done. Missed it on his second. And if successful, this will move him into third for now in the snatch competition.
that knee's heavily bandaged.
10 seconds remaining, and he's got to get going. He's going to use it all.
Seemed like he was all out of sorts for that whole
sequence.
Bit. Yeah.
I did notice him peek over to the clock right before he went.
Yeah.
Which is usually an indication of distraction, right?
Or, I mean, it could be part of his process, but certainly if he felt rushed, that could have that could be the reason as well.
Here is China's Chun Li-jun coming out for his first attempt, 145.
This is a big opener.
And he missed 140 in the warm-up room.
In Houston, when he won the World Championships at 62 kilos, he opened with 145. So if history repeats itself, this could be the beginning of a good day for him.
And it doesn't matter what you do in the warm-up room. It matters what you do on the platform. And he delivers almost a power snatch.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, that looked easy.
We have mentioned this in the previous sessions. The Chinese lifters all look the same rhythm, similar positions. It's really phenomenal to watch.
They do. They have a distinct style, a very nice long pull. That still hasn't surpassed the B group best, nor will this. We're still at 145. Best out of the B group, 146.
And we should note that this will move him behind Chen Lijun, who has lifted this same weight first. So second attempt here for Oscar Figueroa. 5 kilo jump from his opener with 145.
But he looks big from, you can really tell that 5 kilos.
Served him well.
Yeah. He's lifting with a ring on.
Yeah, you don't see that often. Bit out front.
Bit of an aggressive jump back from 40 to 45, but yeah, I've never seen a lifter with a ring on.
You could lift with a ring on.
I mean, it's dangerous to lift with a ring.
Yeah. You know, I've done it on accident, and all I've done when that happens is just scratched up my ring.
And to piss off your wife.
Indonesia's Denny coming out right now. Third attempt, 145. So I mentioned earlier, it's rare these days to see a 5 kilo increase from first to second.
We've seen a bunch of them.
And now we're seeing a bunch of them, and this is another 5 kilo increase.
Well, Denny's done it twice now.
Yeah, 10 from start to finish.
To his credit, he's looked sharp on both his openers.
Very sharp.
I'm sorry, both his attempts.
And actually, I think that second one got better.
Mm-hmm.
That's shoulders.
Well, we'll see.
I think
that's movement in the shoulders.
It's a good lift, but I think the judges are going to say no. And unfortunately, that's the case. 2-1. It was, and here's what we've been talking about all week.
So the elbows cannot bend and rebend. Watch his elbows,
but the shoulders
if you can. It just that flicker.
Can't really tell here.
Yeah, it's okay, but I think when we saw that one punched out when he was in the bottom position, I didn't see any bending and rebending of the elbows.
Neither did I.
So that's a tough call against Denny there, but no lift. He will be credited with 140 from his second, and now we have Oscar Figueroa back for his third attempt. Missed 145 on his second. Let's see if he can make the correction here.
Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes you see that. One out front, one behind. If he had a third, I think he could have made that.
Right in the middle.
Fourth.
Yeah.
Right down the middle, yeah.
Fourth, excuse me.
And with Figueroa, in fairness, I mean, he's lifting very big weights here, similar to when we had seen him last, but it's been a while.
Yeah,
you know, and I think there is such a thing as ring rust in this setting, right? Like, maybe that got to him there a little bit, but unfortunately, 1 for 3 day for Figueroa. And that's going to leave him in a tough spot, because people like Mayora have looked sharp. And they've got there's a couple of attempts left to go. We're down to our final 3 competitors in this group. And we're pretty surprised right now. We're only now going to get beyond the B session leader. So if there are a lot of misses here, there could be a medal from the B session.
It's entirely possible. Let's see how Mayora starts us off with this lift, the first, as you mentioned, that will exceed the previous group's best.
So this is the first attempt to go into the lead that we've seen here in this 67 Group A.
And we're quite deep into it. I mean, we're really at the end.
We're at the end.
Beautiful.
There we go.
Think he's feeling it?
I think he's got to be happy with that. He goes
I want to see him snatch 50.
I think that's the call.
Oh, I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah.
He's going to have to.
In the meantime, China's Wang Minhao coming out for 148.
That started shifting back on him. He's made a nice save there.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're seeing him.
Interestingly, apparently they tried to put in, his coaches tried to put in a change to 147. Wang's coaches tried to put a change to 147.
Didn't get it in time.
It was rejected.
He had order of lifting. They should have accepted it if it was happening while a prior lifter was on the platform. No, it was a second attempt. They could not accept it. That's correct. He could not put in 147 when Mayora was on. Maybe they should have changed it to 150.
Very strong opening attempt. And with that, he moves into the lead. A medal out of the B group is looking less and less likely right now because the two Chinese athletes look very strong.
And that's a great start there for Wang Minhao. And yeah, David, if Chen Lijun makes one more attempt,
that's it.
That would be it.
Medal is out. So Team China making some changes. Everyone's asking for 150 or more. And Chen Lijun will be the first athlete to take this weight. We are only 3 kilos below the world standard set in light of the new weight classes. You have to exceed that weight for the record, but it's 153.
So if Chen Lijun makes this, Mayora's going to have a real interesting decision to make. A 3 kilo jump or a 4 kilo jump. A 4 kilo jump would go ahead of this 150 if Chen makes it, but if he doesn't make it, you can stay pat.
He can't give up kilos. Can't take that chance, I don't think.
I think the smart move is to stay at 50. Let's see what Chen can do here. It looks pretty good. It looked a little heavy, but I got to say, that looks good.
So the decision,
the B group.
The decision that we're going to talk about for Mayora is, do you now cede the position on the medal stand and go after the 50, which I think would be a personal best. But take a look at this again.
But 51 doesn't guarantee him a
silver.
So
he's guaranteed a medal.
Yes,
but the question is, what color? Right now he's in bronze.
It doesn't guarantee him a silver. You're correct, Sean, because Chen Lijun has another attempt.
That's right.
So a 3 kilo jump versus a 4 kilo jump, playing at the top of your ability. And he did, Mayora did go to the 151 to move ahead, and it's a gamble. It is.
Because he's not as strong of a clean and jerker as the other two.
In their favor, I would say, listen, if you can snatch 150, a kilo more on that bar is not going to make a difference.
I hear you.
I think it's a smart move. As you said, Sean, he's not as strong a clean and jerker, so you want as many kilos as you can.
Pick it off if you can get it.
Yeah.
So, well, he's going to go for it. So here is Julio Mayora, 151 kilos, third attempt. He's already guaranteed at least a bronze medal. If successful here, this will move him into the silver position with 2 attempts remaining behind him.
It moves him into gold.
Into gold for now, with 2 attempts behind him.
With 3 attempts, but 2 competitors.
2 competitors. Thank you. Wow.
It's a lot of numbers.
So now he's in a tough spot because now he's
set back to 147.
147 with the lowest opener in the clean and jerk of the 3 of them.
You know what though? You had to do it.
No, I agree. I can make an argument for both sides.
And again, the 150, do you think it would have made a difference? I mean, he's strong enough for that weight. He just kind of swings it a little bit.
It looks like a max effort, and when you're talking about a max effort, you're talking about at best, a 50-50 crack at something, and unfortunately, he just didn't put it away this time.
Me personally, as a coach, I'm a little bit more conservative in the snatch. I want three makes, set me up for the clean and jerk.
Gotcha. But you're also talking about a guy who you acknowledged is not a clean and jerk specialist.
That's right.
Against two monsters.
Absolutely.
Right now, Wong Min Hao, second attempt, 1-5-2. Better than the first? I mean, that was...
Man.
Perfection.
Yeah.
A good lift, Wong Min Hao.
Really nice attempt. And, you know, seeing that, you realize had to...
And you can see on screen here.
I mean, that's the kind of confident lift. It makes you realize that even if Mayora had made the 151, you're dealing now with two athletes in top form to do more.
And if you can see on screen here what their bests are, there's not a whole lot separating. We have 2 attempts left. 153 kilos will now move Chen Li-jun back into the lead.
For the time being.
For the time being. And it might or might not hold up.
This equals the world standard.
The early down signal.
So unfortunately, there was that elbow bend and rebend. And you're shaking your head, Sean, and I'm shaking it with you because it is otherwise a very nice lift. But unfortunately, the way the rules are written, that is a no lift. And you can see it in that replay, just ever so slight. The left arm.
Another tough call, but consistent with what we've seen thus far this week.
Consistent with the inconsistency we've seen
That
this
I will
week.
say, it is consistent.
World
now,
record attempt.
Our final attempt of this snatch competition here at 67 kilos. World record attempt, 1 kilo above the new standard. Wong Min Hao.
Has looked super sharp so far, and actually looked better on his second, I think, than his first.
Agreed.
And with that miss, we have concluded the snatch competition here at the men's 67A. Wong Min Hao is still the gold medalist.
Not a bad attempt, just the torso started drifting back a little bit.
Boy, does he wish he had that again.
But there is our snatch leader. A very solid 152 on his second attempt. Just missed 154 for the world record on his third, but has a comfortable lead over most competitors going in with that gold medal snatch. His teammate Chen Li-jun,
Our silver medalists, and this is a spot, guys, where, okay, he didn't win the snatch, but this thing is on. Still within, what, 3 kilos of the leader. He's going to have to clean and jerk 3 kilos more. Now we have our bronze medalist, Mayora.
Can't be too disappointed with his performance. He walks away. He's guaranteed some hardware coming out of this competition, but he's got some ground to make up because of how this man snatched and how his teammate snatched. It's going to be a tough battle, and he's got to really come back and make 3 solid clean and jerks if he wants to be on the podium.
Who's that, Mayora or Chen Li-jun?
Mayora. I think at this point it's really...
It's out of his control.
It's out of his control, and it's a battle between Chen Li-jun and Wong Min Hao.
Yeah.
I don't know that anyone else is in the running, is strong enough in the clean and jerk to make up all that lost ground in the snatch.
Okay, so we are in our 10-minute break before we begin the clean and jerk competition. Here are a few of our moments from the snatch competition in the men's 67A. Group A.
Witness a very exciting snatch portion. We've got our column here showing our lifters on the left-hand side. That will change as lifters enter total or enter attempts in. Right now, our first athlete is Witsanu Chantri of Thailand.
We will see that column fill up with some big numbers in the moments ahead, but right now, as mentioned, 165 kilos is on the bar.
And I think, well, wait till after we're done here.
Similar issue in his snatch?
In the sense that he sort of swung it, caught him off guard. The bar wants to fly back. So there's our column, and you see that first red light next to the first three letters of his name, of his last name, indicates a missed lift. So assuming he makes the next one, there'll be a white light next to that red. It's a means of keeping track of the attempts in the competition and ranking. You can also see number 10, Denny of Indonesia, highlighted in green, means he is on deck.
Well, that won't be for too long. We see the change coming in for Denny.
Exactly. Denny will not.
But it otherwise would have been the case.
It would have been the case, and he'd be coming up. Exactly.
Denny has moved up to 170, and in so doing, burned Chantri's 2-minute clock.
So here's one of the strategies. An athlete following themselves gets a 2-minute clock unless another athlete's name is called, and it reverts then back to the initial athlete. You lose that 2-minute clock. You got to run out here. It's a strategy. It's part of the game. It might be callous, but you're not here to make friends.
No, we're
You
not.
might make friends incidentally, but you're here to win medals. Chantri coming out, second attempt, 165. He's got to make a change to get this even to look more convincing.
So, JP, did he get caught up in the 20-kilo rule? I mean, is he pushing right near his limits?
Well, he entered with 316. Give me a second, I'll let you know.
It looks like it.
296 is what he would have to open with total. What did he open with in the snatch?
31 and 65.
Has to open with 65.
Yeah, an athlete must open within 20 kilos of the declared total that they used going into the competition.
But this is a close attempt, guys.
Yes.
I mean, the first one he did wind up on his butt, I know.
Only counts with horseshoes and hand grenades, JP. Right. Not close enough. So you see two white lights next to his name, and unfortunately,
red,
excuse me. Yeah. So you see next above that column of numbers, those are the attempts athletes are calling for at the moment.
Speaking of which, we talked about in the last session, snatch session, we were late in the session when we reached the B session's snatch numbers. I think that's where you're going to see the big difference between the A and the B session. Is we're going to pretty quickly be up on the top clean and jerks of the B session.
And to point those out, thank you, Sean. The leader right now at 175 kilos is Farkhad Karki of Kazakhstan, who we've seen before at Worlds. We've also have a 172 on the board from that B group. So it won't be long before we get north of there this time. And I think you're 100% right there. But right now, we've got a do-or-die situation for Witsanu Chantry of Thailand. He must make this clean and jerk to post a total in the competition. And it's not about placement anymore. He needs this in order to post that total and to score Roby points. You cannot bomb out at this meet anymore. It is a huge deal if you do. He has not.
Very nice. Gets that 165 on the board. Probably not what he was hoping for, but he gets a total. And as you said, JP, Roby points, very important here. Olympic qualification is no longer based on country, based on individual athletes. So with this nice lift,
he staves off disaster.
Exactly. Gives himself, stays in the running to qualify for 2020 Tokyo. Here's our next competitor, Jonathan Munoz of Mexico, 166. Did 160 in the warm-up room. Looked a little tough, apparently, but had a very good snatch portion. Went 3 for 3, ending with 141.
So the bar slowed down when it got into the hip.
It came into the hips. It looked like it slowed almost to a stop, and you do not want that to happen, because now you have to overcome the inertia off the floor.
Right.
You don't want to overcome the inertia a second time.
Well, you can't.
In the hip, and that looked heavy. That looked like a third attempt, to be honest. Hopefully it's just a little stutter or something.
And basically a 20-kilo rule casualty again there. He could have opened with 165, but remember, he moved up a kilo to burn the prior competitor's 2-minute clock. And
well, sometimes you got to think of yourself, not somebody else.
And in fairness, he moved up 8 kilos from the initial total, so from his initial entry. But this is a surprise. 166, our gold medalist in the snatch. Won Min Hao is out for his first attempt.
Oh, he's probably going to make a 20-kilo jump between his first and second. Oh. I mean, did something happen in the back?
So
not that I've heard.
I hadn't heard.
Beautiful jerk. Good lift.
And he doesn't seem to be hurt.
Not at all. See if we can find out anything about his warm-ups.
Did 140 in the warm-up room, and yeah, we haven't heard anything, but that clean did not look great, but the jerk
spot on.
Looked
back
otherwise
foot slipped on.
It didn't look spot on. It looked slow.
Oh, come on. You're being tough there. All right. Good positions. Will you give me that?
Position was great.
Okay. All right, so now we're back to Munoz. 166 kilos, second attempt. Missed his opener. He's got to put this away.
It's going to take...
That was a grueling clean.
I'm worn out.
As he dipped, he just caved forward.
Caved and ground to a halt, trying to slow the descent of that barbell. It looks too heavy. It's just trouble. You know, sometimes we say sometimes it's a technique issue, sometimes it's a head issue, sometimes it's just too much weight.
That's what I call a bad miss. You know, it's a breakdown.
Yeah.
But watch how he grinds out of this. I mean, that is an incredible effort.
Yes.
And the problem with it is that it's draining. Watch the dip. It's hard to actually tell, but we can see that little hesitation right as his body descended to the lowest point when he was dipping
trying to
in the
change
jerk.
direction.
And Sean, you mentioned he lost his posture, and that was it.
That's it.
But not, you know, guys, we say it all the time. When you see a rough clean like that, it's always super impressive when the lifter pulls the jerk off.
Happens sometimes, but rare. Very rare. And right now the issue is all that effort, and he's got to recover in a 2-minute time span. And I got to say, so far what we've seen, I'm not too confident. Taking a whiff of ammonia there, he's gonna need to drink ammonia if he wants to come out and make this attempt.
Look, we've seen some odd things.
We've seen it
so far. So I wouldn't be surprised if he stands right up and he jerks it off of one leg. I mean,
I'd be surprised.
That I'd be surprised.
But your point's taken.
Yeah.
Things we thought were definite were not, have not been. So now here is Munoz, third attempt, 166 kilos, do or die spot, must make this to stay in the competition. We're gonna post a total.
You know, maybe there was an injury. Unclear if that happened right then and there.
You know, sometimes what happens, you know, after that last one, he grinded that last one out. Legs are tired. And if you can't decelerate yourself when you catch the clean, it can pounce you into the bottom.
Does that happen here?
No,
he did it okay. It's just, I think he's just too much today.
Outgunned by that weight, unfortunately.
You know, and the thing that really hurts is he was 3 for 3 in the snatch.
I know. It's a really unfortunate performance, but in the meantime, France's Bernardine Matam coming out for his opening attempt. Only made one snatch, 134.
And again, like we talked about in his first snatch, he's going to set the stage for what his jerk is going to look like moving forward for the judges.
Points to the elbow, indicating anatomically does not have a straight lockout. So same thing in the snatch. We said if you don't have the benefit of that anatomical lockout, you're really at a disadvantage.
And it's got to be absolutely perfect.
Perfect. And we've seen him do it before.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, he's a seasoned international competitor.
He's clean and jerked 182 as recently as last year.
Really?
2017, yeah, he did it.
But as a 69.
As a 69.
As a 69.
Well, actually, a little heavier as a 72.
So,
he weighed 72 when he did. But yeah, right as he hits that.
And now he's following himself. There is our snatch leader, Hong Min Hao.
Opened already. And currently scheduled for 171, so just taking another warm up there in the back. Looks like a bit of a logjam at 170.
Yeah,
possibly.
His teammate Chen Li Jun in second place in the snatch.
And he's going to be waiting a while, looking at 178 for now. He might drop down if things play out in his favor, because right now we're seeing some misses to start this thing off. And if things play out his way, he may not need to open that heavy. We'll see. In the meantime, Bernardine Kingway Matam, second attempt, 168 kilos. Following himself here.
Good clean.
That works for me. Let's see if it works for the refs.
I think the judges will say yes.
Yes, nothing wrong with that.
3 white lights.
Very nice. With that, he gets on the board, gets himself a total. He's got one more attempt. We imagine he'll move up from his automatic 1 kilo increase. Here's that lift. Gotta say, the clean looked a little heavy.
170 kilos.
He just has no margin of error at all.
Yeah.
Good way of putting it. If it's in the spot, he can bring it home, and he did there. And you know, thus far, Matam is 2 for 5. Of course, you always want to see him make more, but I do like the fact that the story on his misses is that they've been misses.
Right, not turned down.
Exactly.
Right.
Another athlete who unfortunately only made 1 of his 3 snatches. Here is Korea's Lee Sung-yeon, opening at 170.
He has opened with this before, but this is up there for him. This is a fairly heavy opener. He actually dropped his initial entry 6 kilos from the final verification meeting to now. So
Interesting.
that's okay, conservative, but I think this is going to be within it.
He mistimed the dip on that. You saw that the bar kind of crashed on him.
Yeah.
It's separated?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's separated, but he mistimed the rebend of the when the bar bend and when he drove. See it if you can see it on the replay, maybe.
He crushed that clean.
I can't really see it there, but there was something a little weird in the.
The jerk is unforgiving. If your timing is off at all,
Well, and it's so
weight on the
quick.
chest. It's so quick. Yeah,
I think in real time, Sean, what you were talking about might have been more visible. But in any case, no lift there, and we'll see what he decides to do. I think in his case, again, because of the importance of making a total, he should come back and make that get a rest
luckily
of just 1 attempt here.
Yeah, luckily Denny coming out of Indonesia for an opener, so he will have a chance to rest.
We haven't had a very successful clean and jerk.
The board
Start.
is a lot of red right now. Denny had an okay snatch today, went 140, 2 for 3.
We're 10 attempts in. We've seen 3 good clean and jerks so far.
Very nice. Just didn't get it to arm's length there.
You know, we see this sometimes where there's like a
Vibe.
vibe. Sometimes it's in the air and it's contagious, just miss after miss. And some of it, I think, when you amass a number of misses, especially athletes following themselves, it throws the whole counting off.
I think we need to burn some sage and just
Do something.
go over the platform.
Because that clean looked good, but this
Great.
jerk.
I've heard you make reference to a snatch flu in the past, Sean.
That's right. I think it's mutated into a clean and jerk flu.
Something is in the air. Let's see if Lee Sung-yeon can dispel.
I mean, he cleaned the crap out of that bar the last one.
Oh, no.
Now that threw him back. Now he's in this. Nobody wants to be in this position.
This is now
0 for 2, and you need to make a lift to make a total.
3rd lifter thus far in this spot.
Yeah.
And now Denny.
And again, this is really throwing things off for
There
the
is
other
flow, believe it or
athletes.
not, because these guys are at 170. We're not seeing 2-minute clocks, but you see on screen, there's a lot of red there. Not so many made lifts.
Yeah.
3.
Well, they're expecting increases, though. The
Yeah,
bar's
yeah,
not
good
moving.
point.
The,
You're right.
the guys towards the
You're
end
right.
of the session are freaking out.
Or
right
imagine
now.
you're a 174 opener or 171.
You counted the 170 to be past you, I understand. Yeah.
We should be past this.
So now Denny is back for his 2nd attempt, 170 kilos.
I thought his clean looked pretty good on the opener.
Very good. Very solid. He has a great rigidity in his torso when he catches it. Boom. Yeah.
Is that going to turn the tide? Let's hope so. Good lift for Denny.
I see
Second attempt.
See this with some of the lifters. You know, they stand up with the clean and right away they go. It's not my favorite thing. I'd like to see a little bit of moment of calm.
And you're talking about right here as he recovers and makes that adjustment. He goes right into the tip.
Yeah.
You know, it just, to me, I like to, I think, settle, calm, and then go. So you can set everything up, good balance.
I think for some of these athletes, they're aiming to get a little bit of the rebound from the clean. If you time it well, it works. If you don't, it can come back to bite you.
Ilya is a great example of somebody that just uses that rhythm, that quick turnover.
All right, so now we have Lee Sengyeon back on the bar for his third attempt. He is the second lifter we've seen in this situation. Excuse me, the third. One has survived and made it, the other has missed. Can he post a total here by making this 170?
No, that's too bad.
Second bomb out.
Just a little out of sorts on the timing. I mean, that second miss on the clean was just a kind of a brain fart because his clean's great.
Yeah.
And his jerk just doesn't seem like he's got it together.
So put this in perspective. Opening attempts tend to have like an 80% hit rate. Of the 5 lifters we've seen, the 6 lifters we've seen, we've got 1 made first attempt. It's shocking. Yet another thing we almost never see.
Well, like a 12-15% hit rate instead for opening attempts so far.
All right, so now we are back to Won Min Hao.
The only athlete to make his opening
attempt. The only lifter to make his opening.
So far. Is surprising to see him at 171. Closed out the snatch session and then came right out for the clean and jerk. Clean was actually better.
Yeah.
Jerk looked good on both.
Jerk was better on that.
The whole lift was better. And you know, guys, you see an attempt like that, and you wonder if the opener was just frankly part of his progression in his warm-up. Got it done on the platform, went back, and he probably did some more back there.
I was going to say, maybe he's going to take another attempt in the back and then even make a big jump for the third. I mean, who knows?
He looks good for it. That was a no-doubt lift.
He's got a 323 total now. Still has not exceeded the best out of the B group, but he is currently in first place with that total. And as a snatch leader, that's a pretty solid lead.
So 173 kilos now on the board for the third attempt of Matam. This would give him a 307 kilo total if successful.
I just have no feeling for whether he would make or miss this. Well, he has strong legs. Oh, wow.
He's got to get his feet in line.
That was a great lift.
It was a great effort. And a good lift.
His legs are incredibly strong.
That clean really slowed down in the hips, but then he turned it over and stood up no problem.
Well, that no problem. I mean, it was a little bit of a problem.
Triple hop.
Once he got up, it wasn't a problem.
And as soon as he hit the overhead position,
like, I don't know how his arms don't break.
They stay there.
You and me both.
That was crazy.
Coach is happy about that, rightfully so. Didn't have a great day in the snatch, but coming back 2 for 3 in the jerk.
And guys, I got to point out, we've been wrong yet again. 175 kilos, the leader from the B session. We're halfway through this thing. and we haven't seen it, but
well, this
we just couldn't have projected the amount of missing.
Session is not going as we planned. You can lose money all day trying to bet on weightlifting.
And we'd be broke.
I mean, the nerve of these guys making us look bad like this.
Here is our snatch bronze medalist coming out for 175.
He's in this thing.
Mm-hmm. We said it would take a little bit of misses, but
he's getting
we're getting them.
Gets the lift.
There's a lot happening with that.
Surprisingly shaky overhead.
175 kilos.
Yes, I agree.
Not sure what that's about, if it was just out of place or...
So, you know, as a coach, I know my athletes are in shape overhead when the bar's over there and nothing moves.
Whereas here you can see,
I mean, it's
everything was moving.
all over the place.
But good nonetheless.
DPRK's Bak Jung-ju coming out. 175. Only made one snatch, 140 on his second attempt. But given how the clean and jerk session's going, could be in the running.
Sometimes a jerk sounds great. That was one of them.
And he didn't look great in the snatch, but he looks pretty solid in the clean and jerk.
I agree.
And right now, with that 175 on the board, that will give him a 315 with 2 attempts to go. And he's going to have some ground to make up. He's currently sitting in third, but the leaders are already north of 320, or at 320 and north of it. And you see a start like this, and you wonder if it's possible. He can make up some kilos here.
Denny of Indonesia, the lifter right now. Coming out for his third attempt.
Still
missed
3 lifters
170.
we've yet to see.
Missed 70 in his opener, made 70. You can see his name highlighted in green there on the tower, left-hand side, along with his miss and his make indicated by red and white bars.
If successful, this will give him a 315, which will move him behind Bak Jung-ju.
Again, went right into the jerk.
Yeah.
No pause, didn't get set, but clearly that's
his
technique.
style.
Yeah, exactly. And so if that's what you do as an athlete,
And that's what you should do all the time.
every single moment, exactly.
So no lift there. He'll be credited with his second attempt and finish with a 310 kilo total. 3 for 6 on the day.
You know, that clean was a bit of a struggle standing up, so I'm not sure.
And he drives the bar forward a little bit and pushes himself out from the bar.
Yeah. But 310 total, gets a total, which is what is important, as we mentioned earlier,
And
leading into this Olympic
That's
quad.
right.
So here's Won Min Hao. 175 on the bar. That's a 4 kilo jump. If successful, he will have a 327 kilo total. And what this will do is set the line in the sand for the lifters we haven't seen yet. And there are several. There's a long way to go here.
Yeah. You know, I think his snatch lead is good enough to hold, but I'm very surprised we're seeing him this early.
foot again.
So he ends with 323 as a total, and I gotta say he left the door wide open for Mayora.
Mayora's a kilo behind.
Clean was good.
Watch his back foot. Right there.
Yep.
See that little slip?
Just, you know, weight like that overhead, even a half an inch of a slip.
It's enough to ruin the movement.
That's it.
And it cost him the lift, I think. So now we will see Oscar Figueroa, first attempt, 176 kilos.
2016 Olympian, Olympic champion.
What did he do at 62? Clean and jerk?
77, 85. No, he weighed 64 there, but that's relevant. But that was a while ago.
So at a body weight within this category's weight limit, he has done
85.
8 kilos more.
He did 76 in Rio.
I don't know about that.
The refs do. Good lift.
But so I would agree with you. I think it's a good lift.
Right.
But we've seen
But you didn't know if it was going to go his way. I hear you, Sean.
And we've seen, listen, it's not over yet, and there's a jury stop right now. You'll see.
Oh,
Clean was great.
Over. They're going to turn it over.
Let's look at this jerk.
Man, on screen,
Very slight, very slight.
So slight. And it, again, will hold to the comment of consistency. Let's see if the jury has anything to say. Conversation might be brief on this one, but it's probably going to be a press out.
I think so. It's unfortunate. We've seen a lot of this so far. And they took it away. That's really too bad. They took it away for a press out. This angle, we should be able to see it even better.
Man,
there it is.
Little flick.
Very small. Again, I wish they'd reconsider or rewrite the rule to allow that, because it was otherwise a very nice lift.
And Figueroa was right on the brink of being right back in this.
He's not out of it.
No, but
that
a door that you thought was closed just reopened. That would have given him a 310, and he's trying to hunt down 323. And with a clean like that, it was that good.
Yeah, that would have given him 316.
176, Figueroa.
No, he just, oh, I'm sorry, it was 76, yes. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, he's in punching range of where he needs to be.
No, it's huge. He loses that.
And what's he doing here? Is he going up? He's going up.
178. So he'll buy himself a little more time.
It's a risk, but not a crazy.
No, it's not a crazy risk. But, you know, you have to balance the winning the meet and getting a total, because
with the importance of qualifying here.
Well, Figueroa, 35, you think he really has that on his mind? Let's see.
I don't think he'd be back if he wasn't thinking about it.
Right.
Could be.
Why? I mean,
maybe he just wanted to see Turkmenistan.
Okay. Well, the White City. Why not?
Uzbekistan's Yakubov coming out. Opening attempt 177. He's in the running with that performance by who we thought was our guaranteed lock, Wong.
Beautiful.
That's super fast.
Wow. And with that, Yakubov might be starting the march out of a very deep hole from the snatch. I mean, he was in 12th place coming out of the snatch competition. 177 on the board now.
Boy, that was impressive.
316 with 2 attempts in hand.
And he's currently sitting in 3rd place.
And that was great.
And now he can kind of relax and see what happens, because there's only one athlete we haven't seen yet.
We'll see him right now.
Possibly.
Here we go. Chen Lijun of China, silver in the snatch.
I mean, Yakubov is most convincing clean and jerk I've seen so far.
Yeah. And Lijun, Chen Lijun, if successful here, at 178 kilos, will have a 328 total.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to...
And that will be the new line in the sand.
That's going to be tough to overcome, but not impossible.
And with such a lead over the remaining competitors in the snatch. Well,
it's our 2015 world champion.
Munoz has a shot. Maybe. Excuse me.
Not the way you want an opener to look, but it gets him on the board.
It didn't look hard, it just looked a little wild.
Yeah. We've seen that before from Chen Lijun.
Yeah.
He makes use of his property on that platform.
Listen, you got what, 4 meters by 4 meters?
Right.
In truth, I don't know that he had to open this heavy. But, yeah, there's just a lot happening. He gets it done. Just that little sideways step there, but ultimately a good lift. And now I think he's going to be awfully tough to beat for total.
It's going to require him to miss.
Mayora is the one who I think could make things interesting, but this is only a 3-kilo jump here for Mayora.
Says something about their confidence in his abilities, right? That first one was shaky overhead, and they've opted for, as a percentage, a pretty small increase.
This will give him 325 and move him into second place.
But it allows him to, if he needs to take a big one at the end, it allows him to do it.
If true. Let's see how it goes, though.
Hey guys, don't sleep on Pac.
Well, so that first jerk was indicative of how he's feeling.
I think so. I think that is correct. Unfortunately.
That's another door opened.
Even there, you can see it looks heavy across the chest. It is heavy, but you don't want it to look like that. Now here comes Figueroa, 178. Did 176. Ref said good lift, all 3. And the jury said no, took it away from him.
Elected to take a 2-kilo increase.
Did buy him some time, which is nice.
No doubt
there. You go. Yeah, absolutely. And what a strong clean. I mean, really, again, an athlete who is 35 years old, has been in the game for a while, and just no hesitation standing up with this weight.
Boy, I tell you, I think that 176 overturn is going to drive him crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's going to paint him into a risky corner. He's going to have to sit back and wait here, decide what he wants to do. You can see the numbers starting to rise here on the board. And
you know what, though? We're in the end game. He's at 318 in 4th place, just off the podium.
And we've got some changes coming in.
179 kilos.
They're going to declare 81 here on Figueroa.
Mayora, meanwhile, coming out on 179.
And this is our snatch bronze medalist.
Yeah.
And he could find himself off the medal stand. I think in total he's exposed here if he doesn't make this. Even if he does.
And first 2 attempts.
There's no guarantee.
Have not been confidence-inspiring.
No, not at all.
So this is the final attempt of Julio Mayora of Venezuela. He has gone up 1 kilo to 179 off his 178 miss. 147 snatch, so 326 total if successful. For now, we'll move him into second place.
Great clean. Yeah, he just, even like we talked about his first jerk, it didn't look confidence inspiring.
No. Very good clean, like you said, but once it gets to the chest, it really looks like it's crushing him.
Well, and he does that style of popping his hands out wide.
I mean, as you saw when he dipped, he was shaking.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder now, he's an athlete who had previously been a 69.
Mira? Yes.
And so I wonder if that 2 kilo cut made that big a difference. Right
Here's
now,
Pak.
DPRKs, Bak Jung-ju.
His first clean was very impressive.
So give him 3 ton 20.
That was tough. I don't know why it must have been out of position because it moved very well.
A little bit of a struggle standing up, but I agree with you in that I thought
great position.
I think his arms were a little after his feet, and I just think he didn't have time to secure it before it started to drift.
Well, he does have another attempt and a decision to make. And now we're back to Dotson Yakubov, now 180 kilos, kind of the similar, a similar game as what Pak is playing, trying to chop off the hole that he's in from the snatch.
You know, I expected a bigger increase.
Wait to the third and take what he needs.
3 kilos from his opener.
Nicely done.
I think he's got a lot more in the tank than these other guys.
He looks like it. His clean and jerks have been about as convincing as we've seen all session. I mean, look at that. Stands up, no problem, 180, and right into the jerk, and it's overhead. Very nice attempt.
I don't know what came out of his mouth there, but
now he's in first place in the jerk right now, still off the podium in the total.
But to me, I think
he's got another attempt.
I think he takes that 183 conservative and he sits back and he waits to see and he gives what he needs.
The game is on. He'll see what help others provide him or what he's going to have to do.
Don't take any chances on that second attempt. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
I think he's got the one he's got in the reserve.
Unlike this individual.
Right.
Figueroa, who does not now. He's on his last attempt here. He lost that first one to the jury.
Yeah,
so
and this will give him 321, guys. It's only going to be good for fourth.
Yeah.
Bronze right now is 322, so this is a call to take as many Roby points as you can out of here.
And it might give him a medal in the jerk.
Exactly.
Boy, I thought that was a good jerk.
It was. It was the recovery. You watched his foot. I don't know if it slipped, but you see the left foot opened up.
Yeah.
And he just came out of position.
That's too bad.
We almost lost that clean back.
Yeah, that was the first one we saw where he really
watch the left
struggled.
foot as he recovers. There.
Everything started going forward. Very hard to hold on once that bar starts moving.
You had it secured though, Sean. You're right.
Bak Jung-ju
went up a kilo. Does that do anything for him? 321.
He still had good speed on that second jerk, so it's not a bad call.
Keep him in fourth place though.
Uh-oh. No.
Why the uh-oh?
As soon as he caught it, he just saw him drift back a little bit, and you can't save cleans like that. Snatch is a different story.
Now, I'm sure no athlete likes to win on a miss, but that means Figueroa walks home with a medal because of this miss. He racks it, body starts drifting back. It's just too much.
And I'll tell you something else, guys. With that miss, unless Dotson Yakubov pulls off something epic and Chen Li-Jun doesn't make another attempt,
we know the state of the field.
I think we're looking at our 2018 world champion right now.
Let's see, though. Chen Li-Jun still has 2 attempts. Yakubov only 1.
Yeah, and Yakubov's not going to try to go for gold. He's just going to go for to get into the medals.
Yeah.
It would take 324 to do it. He would need a 185.
Well, then he's got to do it.
For silver. Maybe a little less for bronze. But anyway, here's Chen Li-Jun.
All but untouchable at this point for the gold medal position. Chen Li-Jun, 182.
Yakubov's got to go for the bronze.
He's got to go for the bronze, which would be 184. But here's where it gets so tricky. We'll take a look at this again.
You know, like his opener, he sort of shifts over to his right. Everything's a little off.
It's kind of all over the place, but it doesn't matter.
So, Sean, I mean, this is where you get into the spot of not greed, but like it's right in front of you, and you see it swinging in front of you. Do you want to grab it?
You got to think of it as stepping up a ladder.
Get on the
one rung at a time.
And 184 will get you a bronze. 185 will get you a silver.
You don't worry about 185. You got to get 184.
And there you go. And that's what he's going to do. So if successful here, Dotson Yakubov, 184 kilos. This would give him a 323 kilo total and move him into 3rd place and guarantee a bronze medal.
He's kicking himself because he certainly was able to do that.
Yeah.
A great effort, though, and what
does walk away with a clean and jerk medal, silver. Can't be too disappointed about that, but just off the podium in the total.
And what a classic competition style there. You come back in the clean and jerk and let it sort it out, and he almost pulled that off.
I'll tell you, he does that 5 times. He makes that 4.
Yeah.
Oh, so now we got a world record. Finally.
Oh, and he had that overhead.
So now we're down to the final attempt of this competition in the men's 67A. Chen Li-Jun.
2 world records being attempted here. 1, a world record in the clean and jerk. 2, world record in the total. And actually, we must have missed the total world record because it's his.
On his 2nd attempt.
Oh,
no lift.
Not to be. Bit of a bloodbath in that clean and jerk portion. Lot of missed weights.
By the way, that world record is still his. So Chen Li-Jun goes home with 1,000 Roby points plus the 10% bonus, 1,100 Roby points on this.
Because of that total world record.
Because of that total.
Yeah, although we've had a lot of misses in this session, it was actually a really enjoyable session.
It was an intriguing competition, no doubt. Won by this man right here, Chen Li-Jun. And I don't think we're shocked by that.
No.
How we got there is a little crazy.
We expected him on top. We expected, I think, a little more out of his teammate. We expected this individual to do well, but I think he did even better than I thought in the clean and jerk. He really had some nice lifting.
But there are a couple of guys that are going to go home and break some chairs. Maybe even in that back room.
Figueroa, I think we had counted out, and he squeaks in with a bronze in the clean and jerk.
You know, that opening clean and jerk was tough to see him get turned down on that.
Yeah.
And then those 2 cracks that he took at 145 were both good efforts. 1 miss in front, 1 in back. And you know, you want to look to the jury overturn, but those 5 kilos would have been precious had he made either of those 2 snatch attempts.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he'd have been a medalist with either of those lifts. So very, very close, very tough for him. And
there is our overall gold medalist and current world record holder in the total.
4 for 6 today.
Not a bad day.
Not at all.
Can't be too upset about that. This makes him a 2-time world champion.
And 332, I mean, the last time we'd seen him lift Chinese nationals, he did 321.
3-time world champion, excuse me. 3-time world champion.
Houston.
Poland.
Poland.
Hwang Minghao, his teammate, silver in the total. Surprising day in the clean and jerk. We thought he would be in there higher.
You know, but a lot of that is our respect for the Chinese team.
True.
We haven't seen him as much.
Yeah. There is our bronze medalist, Mayora of Venezuela, who we thought might be in the running, had an outside shot at being in the running, and it turned out that was the case.
It held on.
Yeah.
Bronze overall. 5th in the clean and jerk.
And third, and gets a bronze in the snatch as well.
It's just a wild outcome.
Yeah, it was very, wouldn't have predicted this at all. Well, you say that about every session, I guess.
Well, here are some highlights. And our results in the clean and jerk.
Chen Lijun of China first with 182. Yakubov of Uzbekistan 180. Figueroa 178.
You have to go to the B session to find a top performer who went 3 for 3 in the clean and jerk. Both positions 6 and 8 can tell that story.
Wow.
And it really was, I think, a lot of close attempts, but just things didn't really get a good flow in the clean and jerk competition. And the overall results, we do end the day, or end this class, with a world record total 332 kilos from Chen Lijun.
Second is his teammate Hwang Minghao, and then third goes to Venezuela's Mayora.
And it was Simon Brandhuber from Germany who was